Thank you. Cheers to you. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. How dare you bring that to my show? And I had so many good words for you, and now I got to take them all back. But first off and foremost, I want to say welcome to episode 3. What's going on? What take us to? We're gonna get this together. Am I fading out?
You good?
Hold on. Hey, am I freezing?
Nah, you're good.
Dang.
You're a little pixelated, but you're good. All right. Take this opportunity. For those who are watching, while Hirsch gets his internet together, similar to his team, he need to get it together.
And I'm back. I'm back. I don't know what happened. My apologies for that. We're still trying out new technology. I used to think I was savvy, but I'm really not. And you guys just got a good taste of that. So sorry about that. Let's get on with the program. What did I miss? What did I miss? This is Dopes Like a Truck. This is our champion of 2016. Unnecessary. Okay.
What's going on, Rosalinda?
Why, man? We just had a discussion about that. I thought we wasn't gonna do that. I thought we wasn't.
We gotta let them know who's here.
But all right, man. All right. With that being said, let's dive right into this right away. We are representing the bottom, and that's okay, right? Because we're not that far behind. What are your thoughts? What's happening with us? I don't even know.
It's a tight race this year. I mean, you're 1-2 games out of the top or the bottom.
Right.
I know We Them Boys is not with us right now, but he's 1-2 losses from the bottom. He was just at the bottom with us 2 weeks ago.
This is true.
Now he's up at the top. So I think it's anybody's game, and that's the best part about the Rosalinda. We keep it even.
And so you're not worried, though?
I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all.
Okay. Well, that's a quick start for us. I guess no introductions really needed. Just in case y'all forgot, on bright side, the commish. Let's recap last week. And last week was okay. I was kind of expecting to upset my opponent and win. That didn't happen. So with that being said, let's start right here. Murder Rick came at me saying he changed his name to the dark side, and I felt the disrespect from a distance, and he showed me what was up. There was nothing that I could do. What do you think? Tell me your thoughts.
I think it was a rough game for you. I mean, McKinnon getting negative points is always not any player getting negative points is never a good thing. But there's players that I don't know. -1 rush yard is just not going to help you succeed. I mean, he gets a a decent game in him, and it's a different game.
That's true. But the further the disrespect that he put into my face is that he did this without a kicker.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know what to tell you about that.
He did it without a kicker.
I don't know what to tell you. That's that's some disrespect. He said, "I don't need a kicker to beat you."
You know what he did is that he didn't have a kicker. I said something like, "That's some disrespectful stuff. You're not gonna have a kicker," And then he picked up a kicker. He put the kicker in, realized he was going to win, and took the kicker out. That's some jacked up mess. Let's get to this next game.
Yeah, Richard says 49ers with the injuries got Herschel good. Absolutely. Definitely did not help his case.
But what could I do? It's fantasy, right? It's fantasy.
Fantasy.
What do you think about the second match?
Man,
surprise. This was a surprise match for me. Like I said, I picked Mighty Rick to win, but it was still a surprise game for me. I did not think that Bad Intense team would do this to him at all.
Yeah, I think you
at all.
I think you forcefully picked Mighty Rick because of the disrespect.
And on top of that, it's Mighty Rick's third straight win.
Yeah.
I don't.
Got to put some respect on his name, I guess.
I don't know what to think. I can't tell if you froze it or not, so I'm just keep the show rolling. I'll just keep the show rolling.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? In the chat, Richard, can you hear me? Can you hear Hirsch? What's going on? Okay.
That's what I got. Weak internet. That is correct.
Herschel disappeared. You good? I hear you. All right, cool. All right, we need to work on your internet, Commish.
You feel me?
They gotta pay, the league got to pay you more, I guess.
Huh? You feel me? Pay me something. Jeez.
Yeah, man.
But yeah.
So I was talking about Mighty Rick's team. I'm thinking, he's gone on a, he's gone on a 3-game winning streak. He's looking good. Honestly, you forcefully chose him against your own judgment, but just for the disrespect, you had to get him. And I think you chose correctly. I think you chose correctly. I think he has a decent team. AJ Brown is getting lots of looks these days. Matt Ryan's finally turned it on. Keenan Allen's finally getting him some points, and the Chicago defense coming in big for him. So
then, do we worry about Rick?
I think he's gonna stay. He's gonna keep the momentum going as long as these guys go. And I think it's a long season, but I think the guys he has are actually pretty solid. There've been a couple injuries, but I think he's pretty solid.
I think that is
Bad Intent, on the other hand, is on a 0-3. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that one.
We do. I'm gonna skip over this game because, let's get into it. I guess we've got time for it.
Let's get into it.
I don't really have any thoughts about this game. Like people didn't perform. People performed when we didn't think they were really going to perform. They had a stellar game, almost fills out of nowhere, but they've done it before. And then on the other side, Champions team didn't really perform, but he still scored 100 points and his projection.
Kelsey getting 3 points is not heard of with him. He's normally getting 10, 15 on a regular basis. So I think it was just an off week for Champion.
Dang.
But on the other flip side, Kaiser team definitely had a great week. Tannehill, 21, that's normal. Lockett, 38, a little abnormal, but he performed well. Gronk finally getting in the mix. I drafted Gronk, but had a couple duds, so I dropped him early.
He had a couple duds for sure.
Beasley doing his thing, so he just had a good one this week.
That's really scary. Dang, my AirPods are dying too. Dang, what do I got next? Give me a second. What I got? Now y'all can hear me. Dang. Yeah. Well, good job, Kaiser. You top your projections. You earn a win against champion.
Yeah.
I feel like, hey, I chose you to win. I chose you to win, and I told you to put the cup down. You see what I do there? Like I give you the best of both worlds. So you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Uh, I liked your game. I actually really did. Am I
And we
upset
set
that
up.
you took out? You're taking out the person that I said is going to take it all. Yeah, but I mean, I feel okay about it.
Yeah,
You had a great game though. Go ahead, speak on
yeah.
it.
I mean, they call me the number one stunner.
Yeah.
I'm taking out the number one teams. People below the number one, I'm definitely probably losing to. But hey, at the top team, I'm winning. But yeah, I think it was a good game for my team. Had a good. Devontae Adams is finally healthy, which is very helpful, and it helped that Charismatic Champs had a terrible week.
He
So
did.
I think
Patrick Mahomes, that's unusual.
that helped my cause out a lot. But yeah, he had a terrible week, and I had a decent week. The fact that Patty Mahomes only had 14.
Tell
Yeah.
me about it. Tell me about it. I did not expect Patrick Mahomes. Or it was the Chiefs defense, right? That just like scored more this
Yeah,
time.
yeah, I think so.
Hey, hey, so what you want to talk about that?
Which one?
Uh, Richard says that you won't trade Watson.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Let me address this while we're here.
I got you.
You're giving me some side some guys that are okay. But Watson's a hitter. 28 points. You're not giving up. You're not getting up guys that really would equal that. I mean, you gave me two guys, but if you would look at somebody, I mean, yeah, like Taylor from Indiana, I think was part of that trade. Not sure if that's a great trade for him. Yeah, I just don't see anybody that's we're trading 28 points consistently for somebody who we don't really know too much about at this point.
That makes sense.
So if you give me a good trade, maybe some draft picks for next year, we can go.
Cook?
Exactly. Give me Dalvin Cook. we can talk.
Give me something to work with.
Yeah, give me something to work with. You know what I'm saying? Give me something to work with.
Well, so yeah, that's a great game, man. Great game.
Yeah, it was a great game.
Like you said, we're at the bottom, or like I said, we're at the bottom. But like you said, we're still like 2 games out.
2 games out.
This was last week's game of the week. It started off like it wasn't.
And what a great game of the week! I gotta tell you, I'm very happy with this game.
Yes, please tell me because I like the praise of choosing a good game of the week.
I think it was a good game. They've been talking smack in the comments. The score was close, even though it was not projected to be. It was ugly for we them boys for a while, and then Kyler Murray just did what Kyler Murray does, and went off. So I think it was a great matchup for the week. So I think it was a good choice. It came down to Monday night.
The
OT, exactly. It was literally down to if Kyler Murray throws an interception or fumbles, it's over. Like he loses that game, and then OT kind of solidified that win for him. So I love that. That is the game of the week, and it ended up being a good one.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more, and really have nothing to say about this besides Deuce's 2 strikes that he has pointed out by Murder Rick. And
now I'll come to his defense on this one.
Okay.
T-Mobile, shout out to T-Mobile, is ghetto and terrible at the same time. He's had problems. He's turned in his phone twice to them. So he had no internet connection this week. He tried it on the computer. He did it try to do last minute on Saturday. And you know how that will be, servers were down, of course, when he tried to. But no excuse at the end of the day. You got to set him ahead of time. But I understand circumstances. He's normally pretty on top of that stuff. And
he is.
And was frustrated on Sunday morning. He gave me a call like, bro, I can't even do anything about this. So I I definitely give him some type of, but you can't you can't be in the chats hyping it up and then have that. It's just
right. You can. That's
but
night and day.
That's two O's, and like Richard said, it's not a good look for him.
Yeah,
newcomer.
Right. And was he the champion or was it Bishop last year?
I believe Bishop was. I think he lost in the semis to somebody, or no, he got second place. He got second place in the B League. I think Herschel's frozen. You find a way. I agree, Richard. I agree. But I do think that given the circumstance, yeah, it's a little bit of an excuse, but not a whole lot. We'll see if Herschel gets back on here. With those $10 they've been asking, he should get a hotspot. I'm gonna have to make a GoFundMe account for Herschel's internet.
Hey, if you happen to, I'm working on stuff, guys. The Spectrum. Shout out to T-Mobile. Shout out to Spectrum. I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can. Maybe I should just use the hotspot on my phone. Anyways, this was definitely a good game. Definitely a good game.
Great game of the week. Good choice, Commissioner. Good choice.
Get to the last game. I thought this game was not going to end the way that it ended. I honestly thought that where the quarterbacks go was going to trump the underdog. And that's what it felt. And then Tom Brady decides to throw for 44 or gets 44 points. And then Kansas City's defense all of a sudden is 33 points. Like, I was not expecting that at all. And it kind of proved his name to be the underdog. And I don't even want to call him that. That's not even his name, No,
I mean, really, you see what it says there. It's Delancey, but, that's my boy Bishop. I think T. Brady did his thing. He did his thing, man. I think they're finally learning how to use Tom Brady in the right way. And I think this is not a surprise from here on out if he goes 44. On the flip side, Teddy Bridgewater, he could have had Watson if he would have gave me so, that could have helped him out a little bit. Robert Woods is not going to help him out. And Johnson definitely did his thing for Pittsburgh. So unfortunate that underdog just had a better week.
Wow. And I hope he holds on to that. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper just to make sure what I'm saying is true. He's doing actually really good. I'm averaging 105 a week. I mean, is that really going to be good? And I see the matchup right now is going to be you. Like,
yeah.
We can get to that conversation a little bit later, and might actually be the best time to segue to the next thing that I would like to talk about. And I feel like I don't really get to talk to you about this situation.
All right.
And like I want to pick your mind about this.
Talk to me.
I do stuff. I look into things. I like to have fun with being the commissioner. And I've created some things. So what do you think about the power rankings in your honest opinion?
Oh, I think it's trash. Every single year, I'm just gonna cut you off there. You can stop me if you want, but I personally think every single year I'm at the bottom. I'm at some sort. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter because because fantasy does what fantasy does.
Right.
Right now, for example, most people in the beginning of the season might start off hot, start off cold. For example, Weedham Boy started off super cold. At the end of the day, he's starting to heat up, and it's really not when you're hot, it's when you heat up, right?
Okay.
That makes sense. But like towards the end of the season, mid to end of the season, you really got to heat up, and I think that's not considering the fact that, let's say, for example, for me, I got Nick Chubb on the bench. What if he comes back after week 9, they're bye, and heats up from there on out? Is it too late? But according to the standings, we're only 1-2 games away from being jumping up places. So I think it really doesn't take into consideration people's injuries on the bench or what it is. I mean, it could be projected to what it was be, but to me, I just scroll through that.
Oh,
I give it a like just to make it feel good, and then I keep.
I appreciate the like. I appreciate the like.
I know you put some work into it.
I did, and I feel like for me, unbiasedly, has proven that Weedham Boys has come from the bottom, even in the power ranks, and has slowly progressed to the top. Now, for me, I think they're saying something. I think they're saying who the top 8 is going to be in the playoffs are. No disrespect to you, because I know this has nothing to do with ranks, but I mean, these are going to be like the contenders, or maybe going to be like the top 6 in power, according to the power ranks in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, I hear you. I think to go off of Richard's comment here, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Being a Falcon fan doesn't help me or help you, Commissioner. I think that's a perfect example. It's not how you start the game, it's how you finish it. And I think, for example, Kaiser's been, was hot last week. So I feel like you got to put some respect on his name versus Bishop. Bishop might, I think he might. It's a toss-up because Cisco had a hard time doing 94 points with 2 people out. Maybe he drops down. So I don't know. I personally don't pay attention too much to these. If you're gonna ask my opinion.
That's why I brought it up. I'm gonna drop some tears in the Hennessey and I'll listen it back up. I appreciate it. It's cool. It's cool. I like it though. I appreciate the feedback. But let's get into some other important things. Let's get into our league ranks, or not league pick'ems. This is where I really want you to really give your honest opinion, as you have so far. Just really letting us know what you think is going to happen. We're going to look at their benches. We're going to look at people's whatever you tell me to go and look at. Let's make this happen. Let's make this a good pick'ems. And if you're on the computer, please join me so we can go, because I don't want to brag or anything, but your boy, Brightside the commish, went 5-1 with my selections of who won last week. Everybody else went 3-3.
Who was the one that you misinterpreted for last week?
I hope it's not you.
I'm pretty sure it was. Just want to clarify if it was me or not, because I'm pretty sure.
No, yeah, my bad.
Oh yeah, man. I think everybody got that wrong. Shout out to Murder Rick, you were wrong. Shout out to you were wrong.
But as you see, who picks the good picks? That was the point of that story. But let's dive into the first game. Let's start at the bottom for me. This was the last week. Yeah, let's start at this game right here. We have where the quarterbacks go on IR versus Deuce Bigelow.
Man, I think this is going to be a good one, man. Now Dalvin Cook's going to come out of that lineup, so I'm going to change some things up. But and Bridgewater probably will start over Watson, but we'll see what happens there. But I don't know. I think I would go with man.
Dang.
This is kind of tough.
This might be tough enough for a game of the week right here, because it's kind of matched up on both sides.
I think definitely it's a toss up, man. This is the closest one out of the week. I think I'm gonna go. Now, if my trade is depending on QB goes on IR, I pick you. But if I was really to pick Deuce Bigelow, I think it might come away with this one just from the power he has on his lineup. I think Justin Jefferson, Allen, Andrews, and Jacobs definitely could probably go off this week. So we'll see what happens.
Are you looking at the same screen on your computer?
Yeah.
And you pick which one? Just because I'm gonna bring this up next week. Because if I beat you next week, my ego is gonna get bigger for picking the winners for the league.
I'm picking it. Don't worry, I'm picking it.
So for me, and this is bittersweet, very bittersweet. And this is the only reason why I'm going to do this, regardless of the trade pending, is I'm going to go with where the quarterbacks go on IR. So that's going to be my selection. And the reason being is, although we are both Falcons, I think we both know how trash our defense is right now. So I don't put it past Bridgewater to go off on us. I don't. I just hope that we score more. So do it for the Falcons, man. Do it for the Falcons. We'll give you what to get into next.
Let's go the commish battle.
The commish battle. Woo. Man, could you imagine if this was real? Like, this would be like, oh, this who has power of something,
Yeah.
Hey, I can make that happen. What are your thoughts on it?
I'm going to go with the boys. Unfortunately, boys, you have an empty roster spot. So who knows what you're actually going to do with that. Yeah, it's not, your bench is not looking great for that spot. So you're going to have to figure that one out. I'm gonna go with Weedham Boys this week.
I feel like the disrespect just keeps piling up because it was a quick answer.
In the comments, somebody says someone not setting their lineup here, and we were just getting on somebody else. So I'm just saying, it's not game day; it's a little different. But come on, Commissioner. We got to get it together. Together.
Well, you see where I went. I believe in myself most importantly, but I know what's about to happen.
you can't bet against yourself. I get it.
Yeah. Let's go into this game. The person that I think is going to take it, even with his standing right now, charismatic champs. I don't know what happened to Mahomes. I hope you fix Shark. Kaiser, I know you want me to put some respect in your name. Here's the respect. Don't mess it up. I picked you last time, but I feel like this is going to be a better game with Patrick Mahomes going against the New York Jets, and I'm going with my boy, charismatic champs, right off the bat. Nice, quick, and easy. But there's a respect, though. Like, you can do this. I do believe you can do this, Kaiser. But I like the matchup. That's what I got.
You know what? I think I'm going to go with Kaiser on this one. I think Patty Mahomes might take it easy and start running the ball because they're probably going to go up early. And I think he's not going to get as high of points as what we think it is because of the Jets. Diggs has been doing well, but New England defense has been pretty stingy. They're having some injury issues. I think I'm going to go with Kaiser on this one. I think Gronk could turn it on against the Giants. The Giants have been whack, even though it's my team.
Hey, you got to talk about it sometimes.
Tannehill, I think he's been doing well. Cincinnati has terrible defense but great offense, so that's going to be a shootout. Lockett, he's going to be locked in. Kareem Hunt has no sign of stopping anytime soon until Chubb gets in. But I think I'm going to go with Kaiser on this one.
Wow. I like that pick, and I respect that pick because he's got some respect on his name. See how that works?
Richard says Chiefs just going to rush the ball. Mahomes isn't passing. I agree completely.
Which I still leaves it open for him to roll out, go on a bootleg. Why not?
He's going to get Le'Veon Bell to work. He's going to get him started with, and give Edwards-Helaire a little bit of a break. I think it's going to be a little bit of a switch up this week. I think they're going to try to get Le'Veon Bell nice and comfortable.
If you say so.
It's almost like a scrimmage game against the Jets.
Let's get into champion versus Mighty Rick. I'm gonna let you take this one really quick. I'm gonna step out, say what you gotta say. I'm gonna be real quick. So go ahead, give us your thoughts.
Yeah. Let me see. I think let's see. I think Lamar Jackson is gonna do all right. That's gonna be a shootout in Pittsburgh. I don't really, man, Swift has been producing, but I don't really believe in him like that. I think Kelsey's going to turn it on, probably get a couple tubs if he throws. On the flip side, Derrick Henry against Cincinnati, A.J. Brown's probably going to go off. Ingram's probably not going to get much. I think I might go with champion this week. I think it's going to be close, though. I definitely think it's going to be close.
You said you're gonna go with champion this week, huh?
Yeah, champion this week. I think it's gonna be close, but I think I'm gonna go with the favorite on this one. If I was a betting man,
can you not hear me? You can't hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Why can't I hear me? Why can't I hear you?
No idea.
Son of God. I'm having, technical difficulties. For whatever reason, I can't hear nobody.
Can you hear me now? Oh, your mic.
I really need a better headset.
I think you're.
Hey, if you guys are thinking about me for Christmas or anything, a new headset would be dope. Give me a second.
Do you have your headphones in? Oh. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Good.
Hello?
Yes.
No?
Can you hear me? Commissioner's having a rough time here, fellas. I'm going to have to help him out. Richard.
Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Oh, he changed outfits too. Man. Not only did he change his
How embarrassing.
If y'all wonder what I'm sipping on some Florida Caña. It's from Nicaragua, 12-year. Some slight for a little Thursday afternoon. Cheers to you all.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
I don't know what's up with this mic, guys.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't hear anybody.
We can hear you.
But I can't hear you. So it's just me just talking out there. How embarrassing. Give me a second. Hey.
Hey, so while they figure that out, whoever's watching, I wanted to see what y'all thought about doing a players association. If you know, you know. I'll send out an invite to see who wants to do it, but maybe we do a recap show or something on Sundays during the games. We'll see what we can do. Talk to the commissioners and see what we can do. But I thought it would be fun to do like a mid game Sunday review on the different games going on. Excuse me. I guess so.
Say something.
Yes, sir. Can we hear me?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can't hear nothing.
I can't hear nothing.
We hear you.
Hello.
Yes.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Dang, doing this live for all you guys to see. So why can't I hear you guys? Yeah, I'm gonna take you off real quick. Say something.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now. Okay. Woo! I don't know what happened right there, but thank you guys for staying with us. For all you haters in there, halftime show being fired. Gonna have to call it, be over the phone. I'll lock your teams right after the show. So let's get right back into this. Where were we? We were looking at Mighty Ricks. You went with Mighty Rick.
No, I went with Champion on this one. I think it's gonna be a close game, but I think Champion's gonna pull off on this one.
Okay. I am going to go, honestly, looking at everything, I'm going to go with Mighty Rick.
Okay. On his name.
All right. Yeah, this is the third week in a row I would have picked his name, or I picked his name besides the time that I played him. But I like that Matt Ryan is actually starting to use his offense. I don't know if it's a coaching thing or if it's a play calling thing, but he's actually throwing the ball. Yeah, we still lost last week, but I think Carolina, the second time around, is going to be something interesting to watch. They are the fifth fewest, but that doesn't mean that there's nothing that the Falcons can do with Matt Ryan. Right. And I feel like Lamar Jackson is not the same player that he was last year. He's the same player, but fantasy-wise, I don't think he's the same player. He's something in his game changed. Like maybe he wants to take it easy. Maybe he doesn't want to run for 50 yards and score a touchdown himself or anything like that. But I fantasy-wise, he's just not the same. And I feel like because of that, I can trust him to always get me points, but I can't trust him to take this game for me or to hold this game for me.
Yeah, I mean, Carolina is only averaging about 17 points to their opposition. So we'll see if Matt Ryan can break that.
Hopefully they can. I mean, we do 35 points a game.
Yeah,
I guess, Richard. Yeah. I am being a little biased,
it's all right.
but I mean, I kind of have to be.
It's all
Which
right.
game? Next game. Let's get into your game. We haven't talked about your game. I have kind of been impressed with Burrow, but you don't know which Tom Brady you're going to get in this game. And like, if the Giants can hold Brady to his projection, that's a good game, you know? And I think that is going to, bring the projection down to where I think Burrow against Tennessee is going to have to throw the ball. It's to Higgins. Like, he has to throw the ball. I can't even think right now of who is their running back, So the only question would be if the Giants can contain Tom Brady. And with them, signing Antonio Brown too, it's like he's going to be able to play that game?
No, he might be able to, but I don't think he's going to be thrown into there like that. I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I feel like then just because of rolling the dice with Tom Brady, I think I'm going to pick Tom Brady. I'm picking Tom Brady, not the underdog. Yeah. But I think Tom Brady is going to carry this team if he's going to get a win out of this one.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with Richard in the comments. Tampa Bay's D going to do all the work. Brady doesn't have to do anything. I agree with that 100%. Danny Dimes throwing picks left and right. He's not very good. I mean, he had his 80-yard hero run last week and choked and tripped on the 10-yard line. I don't think he's going to be able to do it against them. I think the defense is going to do well, but I think they're going to probably start the run game again with Leonard Fournette back.
He's back. Yep.
He's back, so I think that's going to help out the underdog. I think that they have LaShawn McCoy sitting in the background that was signed over a couple months ago. So I think they have him looming in the background. So I think maybe they'll probably stick with the running game. I don't think they like to throw, but I don't think Tom Brady's going to do it. Denver's defense has been really well. Seattle's defense has been well. Ayuk has been terrible. Is that how you say his name? He had one good week 2 weeks ago. So we'll see what happens. Kamara could go off. Melvin Gordon, he's Buns McGee. Tanyan, Buns McGee. Bailey could be doing something, but we'll see. Kansas City defense against the Jets might do something kind of nice. But on my side, Burrow is the man, okay? He's going to come through for me, give me some points. Devontae Adams going to give me some points. Frank Gore's going to be buns. Henderson might be able to give me some points. He's looking better and better. Jonnu Smith had 2 off weeks, but I think he's going to come back better than ever against Cincy because it's going to be a shootout. Patrick's going to get some respect on his name. And I think I'm going to go with me for the win.
Okay.
Go with me for the win.
Wow. I would have done the same, but as I said, I'm picking Tom Brady.
Go ahead, man. You picked Delancey. You picked the underdog, Mr. Bishop.
This next game is the contender for the game of the week as well. Just if you guys really knew that just this history, between Bad Intent and Murder Rick, it could go both ways. It could be double-sided. I know Murder Rick is running back happy over there, and could probably swap in anybody. But when do you stop counting Russell Wilson and saying that he can really take the entire game? And maybe I'm too biased to quarterbacks, but I think Russell Wilson, the way that he is playing this season and getting fantasy-wise, he's killing it for no reason. And then if Tom Brady decides to throw to Mike Evans, he's right over there too. If Carolina stops Atlanta's offense, which they can't, but I mean, bias, but Like if they happen to do that, that's more points right there. Like it's going to be a couple of big players that are going to perform for bad intent, and I think that is why I have to pick him. He has too many. He has bigger pieces that can go off. You know.
Yeah, I think bad intent is heavily reliant upon Russell Wilson winning. I think if you look at his last Russell Wilson's points, there's been one game he's been under 30. One game he's been under 30. And so I think he's got heavy relying upon him. If you look at the rest of his team, not super solid. Not super guys that are just going to get you points in and out. But I think he's going to do okay. On the flip side of that, you got Jimmy G. Moore's been doing well. I see a bye week in there.
Right? You see that too?
And I see no wide receiver on the bench. So that will be interesting to see how that goes. See if you stream somebody in there. Ezekiel Elliott's not going to get you 13 points. Jones might get you 16. Waller probably get you 9. Edwards-Helaire, I think they're going to go run heavy, but if they mix in Le'Veon Bell, who knows? I think I'm going to go Murder Rick still. I think I'm still going to go Murder Rick. I think on the flip side to Richard's point, bad intent has no running backs. Phillip Lindsay being injured and Freeman are both questionable. And then on the bench has buys, but he has Carson that's questionable. So if he turns in, that might be a different thing. But I don't see him pulling that one off. I think Murder Rick's going to come away with this one.
Okay. I just think bad intent is not going to even need the running backs.
Really?
Yeah. Like they're just going to be extras, just like a little boost, a little extra, to push them over for the victory.
Interesting.
So with that being said, the two contenders of being game of the week, we had Bad Intent and Murder Rick, and where the quarterbacks go on IR versus Deuce Bigelow. Which one would you go with?
It's a close one. I mean, if you're going to go by points, I think Deuce Bigelow and where QBs go on IR is very close. They're both 3 and 4. They both have some stuff at stake here. Right. On the flip side, I do think Bad Intent and Murder Rick is a pretty good game. Once has been first place versus somebody who's up. He's on a 0-3. I think this is a turning week for Bad Intent. I think he has to turn his thing around, and it's unfortunate he has Murder Rick, who's been on a hot streak. So yes. I think for game of the week, I think it would be more interesting to have Bad Intent, Murder Rick. But I think in terms of points and what's at stake, maybe would be QBs on R as a runner-up. But I think Bad Intent, Murder Rick, game of the week for me.
I like that. I like that a lot. How about we say where the quarterbacks go on IR? Hey, change your name. If the quarterbacks go against Deuce is the preliminary fight, and Bad Intent versus Murder is the main event.
Yep.
Because you're definitely right that Richard and Deuce, like, they have a lot to lose and a lot to gain with just this win alone.
Yeah, but at the same time, Bad Intent has gone from first place. He loses one, he goes 4 and 4. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that are coming for his 4 and 4 spot.
That's true.
So I think, and he's only scored 725 at this moment. If that's the case, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 people coming for his spot that could pass him up. So I think Bad Intent has a lot at stake in this game. Definitely has a lot at stake. But I think at the same time, I think the whole mid rankings have a whole lot at stake at this game.
Like 2 to 11, right? Just all of them.
I mean, seriously, like if 4 loses, could drop to 10. 9, maybe. You know, you can go from in the playoffs to completely out the playoffs in 1 week at this point. So
this is intense.
Richard said, refresh your screen. He's starting his losing streak. I don't know about that. I'm the number one stunner. That's what they call me, Gio. I think if we look back at the history here, he definitely had the first loss was me, and I think you followed up with the second loss, if I'm correct. Can we look at that, Commissioner? We're looking at bad intents. Bad intents. Win. Loss against your boy. Followed up with Kaiser. Followed up with Mighty Rick.
So you think actually he might be on a losing streak and it's just gonna lose to Murder Rick?
I mean, but if you look at his team, it kind of looks that way unless Russell Wilson bails him out. So that's what I'm saying.
You never know.
But I think that's why it's a good game of the week, because it's either this make or break point for bad intent, and then Murder Rick has something to prove being in first place.
Definitely.
And he's on a winning streak on the opposite end on a W3. So I think we'll see what happens.
Definitely. I think with the game of the week comes some rumors that I've been hearing, crazy. Who knows if it's really true, but with the game of the week being against Baddington and Murder Rick, I heard there's some animosity. For whatever reason, for anything. I couldn't tell you because it was just a rumor, Hey, while we sipping. And that's where I think that this game actually has a lot more into it than we think it is. I don't know.
That's an interesting rumor. I've heard something similar. But I've also heard the game of the week is as a curse game, according to Murder Rick. So maybe me putting him as Murder Rick as the curse is advantageous to us all.
Oh, just drop that one in there.
Jump out the tree. No, I think it's a good, interesting rumor that you got going on there. There's another rumor that Murder Rick is also doing some stuff on the side and scheming on the side, playing a little extra games, dropping people, picking up people, all that other stuff, so people can't pick them up before game time.
And then what, he picks them up again?
And then picks them up again, exactly. Or just drops them off, right? Picks somebody up, drops them to keep the same person he already had.
Wow.
If you look at transactions, go ahead and look at that. And you'll see that person is locked until Saturday or Friday. So we'll see what that has to do with that. And I think the committee, a.k.a. Murder Rick, I have to take a look at that. So
suspect number one.
Being part of the committee, helping the commissioner's decisions, I think we might have to might have to talk about that. So we'll look forward to that in the next couple weeks here. There might be a players association being formed on the back end to help. That's a rumor that's happening, but we'll see what happens.
You see, he picked up Garoppolo, dropped Garoppolo, picked up Garoppolo. Maybe you're onto something.
Come on, I mean, look at it. That's just a rumor, though. Somebody else hit me on the low,
Oh, yeah, we can't give out sources.
Yeah, but somebody was like, "Hey, make sure you mention that." So I mentioned it.
Hey, well, we clearly know that Murder Rick is a part of the committee. He's put this out there several times before.
I don't care what he says.
You wouldn't talk about these things if you were not a part of it, because I think it sounds like a club, right?
Yeah, it seems like you can get away with these things if you're part of the committee. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody's going to veto.
Yeah.
So, and he's like veto this, veto that. So apparently he has some kind of pull
connection, right? It's like Rose's Illuminati right here.
Exactly. That's Murder Rick, aka Dark Side, aka he's always changing his name. See, it's a little funny. So I think Murder Rick is on to something here, guys. We have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, we have to. Woo. But your secret's safe with us, Murder Rick. Eric being our first guest on the show, I wanted to close the show off with this closing statement. And this would be something that I hope that when we do have more guests on the show, that they are willing and ready to say whatever is on their heart, whatever is on their mind. You have something to say about me, come and say it. You have something to say about the chat. You have an idea. You have anything like that. So Eric, I hope I've given you enough time to really prepare for this last segment. Say with your chest. I'm gonna send this to a single screen. Like I said, say whatever you gotta say. Call out to somebody. Do what you gotta do. I'll give you like a minute and a half.
That's a long time. I only need 30 seconds.
Oh, I give you 30 seconds. Say what you gotta say. Yeah, here we go. Say what you gotta say. Say with your chest.
All right. So number one, I don't think this feels right without the co-commissioner here. We probably should have just made sure everybody was available. Anyway, I think number one, we're gonna go. Number two, we're gonna go with the underdog. I'm coming for you. You're gonna lose. Say with your chest on that one, and then I'm just gonna state it. What I gotta say, Murder Rick, you're overrated, and we'll see how you do in the playoffs. And that's my 30 seconds. Say it with your chest.
And that's the 30 seconds. Say it with your chest. And I don't think I could have asked for a better person to kick that off.
One thing. Ring gang or don't bang. You know what I'm saying? Ring gang or don't bang. All right.
Hey, ring gang. Ring gang.
Oh, interesting. I got one of those too, but ring gang.
Well, that's all we got. Is there anything you want to say? Anything? Any last thoughts? Any last closing before we?
I thought we had a
real quick.
I thought we had a put the cup down section. Do we have that one?
Oh, you wanted to put the cup down?
Hey, do we have that one?
I give that section to you.
Come on, man.
I guess once to keep going. So I'm gonna pass it back to you. He's going to tell something.
I want to hear the commissioners put the cup down first, and then I'll join in mine. What's your put the cup down for this week? Obviously, you're wrong about last week. Even though you wrong about last week and all that other stuff. But what's your put the cup down this week?
First, I want you guys to peep the screen and thank you for listening. But he's changed his name. It's worked. He's a shorter name. There we go. Clap it up for the league. Thank you. That's a lot better. Putting the cup down. Who is putting the cup down? Wow. I was expecting you to kind of go first.
No, we want to hear the commissioners. We want to hear the commissioners' take on who should put the cup down. Raw and uncut, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. Wow, on the spot. I think I'm definitely going to take what I hope is the best road out with the streak that I've had. And based on, numbers that I like, things that I like to look at, things that make sense to me, I'm going to have to say that I need to put the cup down because whatever it is that I'm doing is not working. And I don't know what I can really do about it. I feel like my team is good and they can show up, but like I'm the commission, I'm coming last. However, last year I was in the same spot, and then at the last second I swoop. I came back. But I don't know. We're halfway in the season. I've scored the least. No, I haven't scored the least. I have to give that to you. but we're getting scored against the exact same amount, so it really doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. So I'm gonna tell myself to put the cup down, but I'm the commish, and I'll never put my cup down because I'm a man.
All right. I think I'll take the mic if I can here to put the cup down. I'm gonna give the people what they want. Since last week, Hirsch was tips on. Mr. Brightside was tips on the podcast. Internet was tripping. I'm gonna tell Hirsch, you got to put the cup down. Got to get your team together. Got to get your internet together. 2-5. We got to turn that around. We got to turn that frown upside down. I think Hirsch, Mr. Brightside, you got to put the cup down. And to that, cheers. Put the cup up. There you go.
Put the cup up and put the cup down. Wow. Ooh.
Now put the cup down. All right.
What I will say as the closing remarks of Sippin Hennessey episode 3, my closing remarks would say that hold up. I think we might have one last special guest. We have one last special guest.
Oh, we got the Nintendo episode, huh? I love it.
We'll see if we'll end this, but I'm about to bring you on right now. Are you ready? Here we go.
Oh, there he is.
Yo.
Commissioner in the place to be.
How's it going?
What's happening?
What's happening? What's happening? What have you been paying attention to?
Huh?
That sounds good.
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah. Well, what are your thoughts right now? You're just jumping in. Welcome in, We Them Boys. What are your thoughts about being number 2? What are your thoughts about Murder Rick? Because there's some rumors out there about him. What are your thoughts about the game of the week being Murder Rick against Bad Intent? I think there's a lot of things happening. You kind of chimed in at a really good point. I gotta put the cup down, so I'm gonna step out real quick. Eric, We the Boys, please, take over.
So We Them Boys, this is what we've been discussing here. I had a segment, say it with your chest. I said Murder Rick's overrated. I said Bad Intent, Murder Rick. This is this is the game of the week. It's Bad Intent's downfall. He's on a 3-game losing streak. And Bad Intent, it's a make or break game for him. Murder Rick, this is to prove that he's actually supposed to be in front. And we'll see what happens. So that was my take on the game of the week and my say it with my chest. And I told her she needs to put the cup down. He needs new internet and he needs a new team at 2-5.
Wow. That's well, I think that's a lot. But I think I'll start off by saying, I mean, your comment about Murder Rick, like that's vicious. So how do you think he's overrated?
Hey, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but I want to hear your opinion on why he is overrated. I look at his team; he has some of the best running backs. He's been consistent. He's just lacking that quarterback. Why do you think he's overrated?
Well, here's the thing. I think he quarterback has been iffy. Terry McLaurin is now on a bye. He has no streaming wide receiver. He's gonna have to release somebody. I think he's trying to play a game outside of just trying to win. He's trying to play this hold all the running backs. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I just think he got something to prove here. He hasn't been in the top in the league since he's been in it. He's been kind of just floating around doing his thing. So I think, hey, this is the year. If you're gonna put somebody, I think he's a little bit overrated being in front, but he's really like one game out from being 7th.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so we'll see what happens. But I think everybody's ready to go. So we'll see what happens.
I definitely think, I'll start off with, the first question, just being number 2 is nothing new. That even rhymes, being number 2 is nothing new. But I think as well as it's a close race. You could lose a game and be out of the playoffs. I mean, so I'm not really comfortable where I'm at. I mean, I think I lead the league in points, even after a terrible week last week. But I'm just not comfortable where I'm at. So, I mean, I'm not going to really gloat about being number 2 because, I mean, like I said, I could lose to the commissioner this week. I mean, which I doubt, but I could lose the commissioner this week and be out of it, you know?
Yep.
And so, yeah, I do think Murder Rick, I think he got a good team, man. I don't want to play him in the playoffs. I tell you that. I don't want to see them running backs get hot in the playoffs. I mean, I need Zeke to keep fumbling. You know, I need Zeke to keep fumbling, and I need what's that other running back over there to get less touches?
He got Aaron Jones and Ezekiel Elliott starting right now, and Edwards-Helaire at the flex.
Yeah, I need him to get less touches. I mean, I'm talking playoff worthy. I think all these he's going to make the playoffs. You know, I don't know if he's going to be number 1 seed, but he'll make the playoffs. But I'm excited to see how the season shakes up. I agree with you. Time for Brightside to put the cup down. I think his season is over. You know, I think his season is done. Yeah, it's time. Just like that team, it's time to put the cup down. There's no more Sippin Hennessey. You know, just like they need to put the cup down. You see how they fired their coach? The Falcons fired their coach. I think it's time for the Brightside to fire himself as Brightside owner because his season's over with. Especially if he loses. Especially when he loses to We Dem Boys. I'm sorry to say it.
Huh?
I'm listening.
I just want to say that there are some names that will probably be retired from the Rosalinda, just because it hasn't hit a sweet spot, and this could be Brightside's last year.
No, I feel you.
Interesting.
Well, the way you're playing, I mean, I definitely can understand. It's been 9 years. You know, it's been.
Hey, Eric.
It's been 9 years of failure. You know, I don't know. I mean, we're going into 10 years. Play the 10-year reunion. Maybe you'll hit the 10-year reunion.
I got some big ideas that I need to talk about with the co-commish. I got to talk about it, but I'm not going to bring it to the public until we have this conversation.
Yeah, man. But I'm excited about the season. I see you working your way up. There, dumps like a truck. It ain't over yet. It's one game, and I agree. I love the game of the week. They have an old rival. Finally, like a good game of the week that makes sense. You know, I mean, last week made sense because me and Cisco be going back and forth. I mean, the man almost won without 2 people. Ooh, Cisco, I know you'd have gave me hell if I would have lost. Thank you, Lord. I went to church that Sunday. Boy, I went to church that Sunday.
Lord Almighty.
Yeah. So, are these chairs? This is crazy. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, man. I love the season. I'm ready, you know. And good job on taking out another number 1 team. You know, who you got this week?
You see the name, number 1 stunner. I got the underdog, aka Delancey. We gonna see what it is. I'm coming for his head. The newcomer.
And Hirsch, you play We Dem Boys, huh? Did you pick yourself to win? Did you pick yourself to win?
Yes,
I did it. I did it.
Oh, wow.
I went 5-1 last week, so I'm on a good streak of picking who's going to win.
He still picked himself. We Dem Boys. He still picked himself.
Who was that one?
You got to bet on yourself.
I bet on you.
You know what that's going to end.
I did. I didn't bet on myself last week, and I turned out
that's
happy.
the problem. You should have bet.
I'm gonna bring this subject back up because apparently there's some rumors happening.
No,
that's not what I said.
Okay.
Hey, give me 1 second though.
1. Hey, y'all been on here for 1 hour and 10 minutes, huh? It's one of them long episodes.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
20
that's all I
minutes of
really
that
got,
was
though, man.
20 minutes of that was the commission trying to figure out his internet. So
He
I
was
think
over there.
Richard,
He was pulling a Nelly.
yeah, and Richard went over to get to Best Buy to get him a hotspot.
Hey, that must barely work. I was kidding.
We're starting to GoFundMe for his internet account.
That's backed up.
Hey, I feel like nobody in the city should have bad internet.
Nobody.
I feel like bad internet is like a suburban thing. I feel like no one in the city, especially with such stature like the city you live in, should have bad internet.
Who?
You.
Me?
You. Y'all live in high class
Anyways,
cities. Most people on this channel won't even know the name of my city I live in.
Ontario
on
Ranch,
that
baby.
note,
Eastvale, Ontario Ranch.
on that note, is there anything you want to say? We them boys, you kind of jumped in late. You kind of brought some extra life back to the group as we were closing out, so we're back awake again.
Hey, I still got BJ on the Get It Together list. He lost. I think he was the biggest blowout, right? Was
he
the biggest blowout of the week? I think it was Gio versus BJ.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, that
biggest blowout,
man. I mean, what more can I say? Get it together, champion. Ain't nothing champion about getting blown out to someone that's usually in last. I mean, I just don't, I mean, Herschel had him to put his cup down last week, and now you're getting blown out. I don't know how else he could get it together.
Got to get it together.
Wow.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's wow. And he says he's where he wants to be. Nobody wants to get blown out. I mean, that's beyond me. Yeah. But yeah, wow. Man, that's my thoughts. I don't really got too much. I don't want to. I know you guys took down a lot. I don't really have much. I don't have much to say.
What you can do is you can close us out with a last sip and your final thoughts. That's what you can do.
I mean, I don't have any Hennessey because I'm working right now. So I'm not sipping Hennessey.
So what are you sipping? Whatever. Sip something. Sip some water. Sip some juice.
I'll sip something for him. Don't worry.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
Give me your closing thoughts on the week. What are we thinking about this week? Closing thoughts.
My closing thoughts on the week is it's gonna be a lot of movement, man. It's gonna be. I'm looking at the schedule right there. It's gonna be a lot of movement. Who's shorter name?
That's we were having a hard time saying his whole name, where QB's going IR, and midstream he changed his name to a shorter name to help us out.
Who was that?
That's where QB's going IR.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shorter name. That works out.
Nice up there, bro. Yeah.
All right.
So I think it's gonna be a lot of movement. It's gonna be a lot of switching around. Go up on the schedule real quick for me a little bit. Scroll up a little bit. Ah, man, I like that game of the week, man. That's gonna be a good game of the week.
Richard says it's a make or break week for a lot of teams.
It is, man. It is. It's a lot. I mean, I think it's a make or break pretty much for every team except Murda, really, because even if Murda loses, he's still going to be in the playoff spot. Like everybody else, if you lose, you could drop out of the playoffs depending on where you at and who wins.
And if I can win, I'll jump back in. You know what I'm saying?
You're the only one with 2 wins, so you're still on the outside looking in.
It's all right, though. I mean, it's a long season still. I mean, we're only halfway?
No, we ain't got too much longer.
We're about halfway done, though. I mean, but that's so tight, though. And
we're on the second half.
2-3 games away from being in or out.
But see, this is why when I say Herschel, where I agree with, Brightside putting the cup down, it's not because his record. It's because his team. And the record may reflect his team, but right now in the season, it's going to be very hard for him to recuperate a team and put together a team that's ready to win right now. It's going to be hard because everyone's in the playoffs, so nobody wants to give up a big name because everyone's eligible for the playoffs. And then it's so close, like you don't want to trade with a competitor. Like, I mean, it's going to be hard to make a good team out of that. And that's where it just injuries hurt, you know.
It's going to have to be a blockbuster trade. It's going to have to be a blockbuster trade.
And that's the thing. I feel like the playoff race is so close. Nobody's willing to do a blockbuster trade unless you're giving up all your top picks for next year. And I don't think you're in a place to really go all in for that because you're not, making noise like that. So that's why I say put the cup down. I don't think because it's your record. I look at the team, and I mean, most of those guys aren't even starters, or they share.
I think it's unfortunate. His bench is probably better than his starting, but they're all on IR or
exactly. No, that's
unfortunate. I mean, that's what happened
to me.
Exactly
what it is. Like Chris Godwin, Will Fuller's on a bye, Mostert, Mark Ingram, all those guys are better. That's what I said. Like his starters are like bench players. Yeah. So I mean, what you gonna put there at receiver? You got somebody?
We'll see.
It's looking ugly. That's all I know.
We'll see. I mean, I don't know if it's going to really be best. I don't know if it's going to be better. I don't know what it's really going to do, but it's something. It's movement.
Yep.
That's all I got.
Well, we got to get the committee together to make sure.
I'm not part of that. I just want to let people know. I just want to let people know I am not part of the committee.
We've talked about Murder Rick actually being a part of that because of how he likes to veto things. So he thinks he has some type of thing. So I feel like you wouldn't do that unless you got some kind of pull, aka
he started at the bottom. He slowly came.
I feel like he's the ringleader of the committee. So I don't know who the committee is, but I feel like he's one of them for sure, the ringleader.
They're the Illuminati of the Rosalinda League.
It is,
and they're making moves, and we don't know what's really happening.
Hey, if I had to put my money on Murder Rick, is Murder Rick.
Yeah,
it's like playing roulette.
He changed his name like
every week.
Yeah,
why
so
are you changing your name?
He got the flexibility.
He's trying to stay incognito. He holds all the running backs. He's the committee.
Why? Why is he holding all the running backs?
And see, that's what keeps teams like yours down. Whoa. Everybody good? I don't know what that was.
That's hilarious.
Did you hear that?
All right. Well, fellas, it's been real. I got to get back to the actual work. But
me too. I'm out.
Yeah, I gotta do some things.
Yeah.
I think this has been a great show. Eric, if you want to close us out with a little song real quick. I set this up. We do it to Rosalinda. See you guys. Rosa, out. Y'all out early, my bad, man. Outro.